sales. Pep Stores is now price-wise, and we are still giving you the right prices every day.
Now at Palms Mall in Loring.
Industry. Next year, Cam Industry Nigeria Limited. Boebane meputa product them. Nobodo Nigeria mana blood. Galvanized roofing sheets. Ntushiri kediche. Stone coated colored dichiche. Roofing nail, twisted nail preach. Binding wire dike. Na Cam Wire Industry. Our technologies in Germany, Belgium, China. Weapon machines in India eja roro ha. Na Cam Steel in the contract to Western Sobu. Ibe habu in kesiri ke. Elephant TMT. Cam City MT. Ige Cam. ERC. M10 UK case Indi SON Mandi British Standard Porohan Nukumon Cam Industry Steel meputaro ihe na-egwete ego ma izunike na product niile a na-emepụtara onwe ihe ọzọ ị chọrọ ịmara kpọọ ha n'ekwentị ha 07001234450 Cam Industry na Cam Steel bụ ha fọma ejeje mba.
Àkókò àwẹ̀ lẹ́ǹtì mìíràn tún wọlé dé fún gbogbo ọmọlẹ́yìn Kristi. Àkókò àwẹ̀ lẹ́ǹtì jẹ́ àkókò ìyára ẹni sọ́tọ̀ láti wá ojú Olúwa pẹ̀lú yíyára ẹni sí mímọ́ láti wá mú kí àkókò ọ̀wọ̀ yìí kó nítumọ̀ dẹ́kun kò dùn. Iléeṣẹ́ Diamond 88.7 FM Ìlọrin fi àkókò yìí ké sí gbogbo oníléeṣẹ́ ńláńlá olókoòwò kéékèèké tẹ́ mọ́ ọlọ́dàn ni láti wá ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ àwọn àkànṣe ètò tá a ti là kalẹ̀ fún àkókò ìsẹ́ra ẹni yìí lówó tí ògùn ní lápá. Àwọn ètò bíi Jésù fún orílẹ̀-èdè, ìwàásù lẹ́ǹtì tí ó máa wáyé láago 5:15 ìrọ̀lẹ́ lójoojúmọ́ àtàwọn ètò mìíràn léyìí tí yóò ràn ìgbàgbọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ mú ọkàn wa dúró ṣinṣin nínú ìfẹ́ tó ń ti ìbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run lásìkò lẹ́ǹtì yìí. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ pè ẹ̀ka káràkátà iléeṣẹ́ wa sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 09129294332 tàbí 09077227120. Àkókò àwẹ̀ lẹ́ǹtì yìí yóò túbọ̀ mú wa súnmọ́ Ọlọ́run sí i bí a ti ń fọkàn ìrẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń ti tẹríba wòkè fún ìrànlọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
You cannot control me. You cannot. Okay. You can have a little control, but I'm still in charge. I can attack any minute, but you can control for like a second. Oh, that's nice. That's really a spot right there.
We know exactly how that feels at Diamond FM with good conversations, music, and top entertainment that touches your soul. It's radio like no other. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Yes, we're glad to still have you there. This is the last lap, when I call it last lap of the program. I mean, in a couple of minutes from now, we'll be calling it a day on the Diamond Breakfast Show this morning. Yes, so much has been said already about spate of insecurity and the call for more action, call for more proactiveness to fix the anomalies in society, even as we pray for the release of these individuals still in the net over their abductors. Sincerely, we need to move on. But before then, you listened to the last call and also the message I read before we went for that break. Maybe you quickly closing on that. Your reaction on the calls and messages that we got.
So what was the call?
Jamia Saju. All right. So plus and minus, people are already saying these individuals are not supposed to be given lands. That's okay. They should buy their lands.
Yes.
They should pay for this property.
Pay for the rent.
Yes.
It should be a rent.
But the policy that the government is trying to introduce is kind of different.
Then you challenge the policy. That is why we are practicing democracy. There is no cogent and very strong, rigid policy that is above the constitution. You approach the court. You stop those policy and bring out the real policy that's supposed to be.
So you're saying these groups in the southeast and southwest,
yes,
are not following the right channel at the moment.
They should challenge. That is why the constitution is there. The court is there. You challenge, and the government will pay for any damages that will come up. Any damage that will come up. What I'm saying is that see, Nigeria as a whole, as a country, as a nation. It is their duty bound to go into mechanized farming, which we are not doing. We allow the whole land, vast majority of land, to lie fallow, unused. I have a brother who studied in Malaysia. He told me that we moved from Akure to Ilorin here, seeing bush left and right. He said, what is this? Then I now told him that this is bush. He said, no, in Malaysia, you either have plantation on the right or you have plantation on the left. What are these bush doing? What is their function? Say they are doing nothing. And that is why Nigeria is passing through all this mess. If you now engage the land, God has given us vast land, and we are leaving it for doing nothing.
Line
follow them. So invariably, if people or farmers or agricultural practice in a very large scale cannot be practiced, and that is why room is being given to these headers. They are moving from north to south freely. So what you need to do is now you now ask them to pay for every land that they are going to use, instead of allowing the land to lie fallow.
The role of orientation, most of these individuals have this mindset already that grazing route is theirs. That grazing route they follow.
No, it's not theirs. You eradicate it from their mind.
So they need to. Okay, you were talking about eradication or reorientation.
Yes.
Who are those saddled with that responsibility?
And you have the parastatals who are saddled with it. And
are they doing the needful?
Yes, they should start doing it if they are not doing it. Because an undeformed man, and I mean an uninformed man, is a deformed human being.
All right, let's quickly squeeze this message from WhatsApp. Good morning and kudos to our guest and presenter. The insecurity is a business by some forces. Let's not deceive ourselves, because we know since time memorial, what Nigerians suffer by invaders. On the other hand, Nigeria is practicing kleptocracy in disguised as a democracy. Isn't it obvious with our politicians? God bless Nigeria. I'm Jaja Jaffet Jr. from Sabuki. We have less than 5 minutes. Comrade, let's quickly touch on this very issue from the Senate. Some factions, the People's Democratic Party to be precise, are calling for the suspension or resignation. I'm not going to use the word suspension of the Senate president. The voice of the Senate have also reacted, saying no. That's what is happening. The dust being raised by Abdul Ningi and co is not enough for Mr. Senate President to resign. Do you also agree?
Thank you very much. In this regard, we want to see that the 3.7 trillion naira has not been proven beyond
alleged budget padding.
Yes, has not been proven beyond reasonable doubt. And that is why the APC, as the leader or in governance, is saying that the PDP, they are just doing their yeoman's job of being an opposition.
Has not been proven beyond reasonable doubt.
Yes.
It's still somehow, but it obvious figures were added to that budget.
And what they are saying that they gave Abdul Ningi, the man from the senator from the Bauchi Central, to prove in the house in the plenary on Tuesday, and he couldn't. You know, when you are seeing something, you should be able to set up a committee individually and pay those committee to analyze the budget critically for you, in order for you to substantiate on your argument. Because these things we are talking about morality, accountability, and just behavior here. You must be matured if you want to argue things out. It's just like me going to the court. I must get a lawyer. And the lawyer must be competent enough to defend me.
Please, let's squeeze this call. This should be the last call on the program. You're live. You know where you're calling from. Hello? Hello? The very last call. Please make it brief. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah. This is Yemi Asaju again calling.
All right, sir. Please, 30 seconds.
The melodrama that is playing out in the Senate is all about Akpabio. I wish you can get the analysis of Olamilekon concerning the budget. You see, emotion or cases is not about emotion.
It's not.
He was given the opportunity to prove, but he couldn't.
He couldn't. Yeah.
It was a political maneuver. All they want is to remove Akpabio, and they know where they are going, but they will stay.
Right. Okay. Your position is clear. Thank you so much. All right. Comrade.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Summarily, all has been discussed today. What will you say? No. Summarily, your conclusion.
Thank you very much. The conclusion here is that all the problem you are seeing, as if it's rising to ceiling.
From the Senate to the matters from the north and
yes,
call for more grazing reserves and ranching.
They are surmountable problems.
They are
surmountable ones. and Nigerian can still move and live a better life than what we are living now. Like what Mr. Rotimi from Ozo said.
Okay.
The people are still throwing parties. That those who are supposed to be our leaders, they are still throwing parties.
They are still throwing
Based
parties.
on this is to show that they know what they are doing.
All right. Okay.
At the expense of Nigerian life. So it's not acceptable to us.
All right. On this note, we're calling it a day on the program. Special thanks to my guest, okay, Comrade Unisa Alekinla Jimo. Thank you once again for your time, sir.
Thank you very much.
We sincerely appreciate. Yes, remember many politicians, it's the season of Ramadan. We've said so much already. And Lent is also on. People will also seize this opportunity to give gifts in numbers, in multitudes. It's left for you. No, you choose to collect, but also be mindful. Be very much mindful. Okay, not to fall into their cheap gimmicks. That is the message I have for you. Ilorin, those in Ilorin understands better. So let's be guided, and most importantly, let's let love lead. I remain Joseph Emeribe. We can continue our conversation on all my social media handles. Yes, you can get to search me up, Emeribe Joseph Edges, on all my social media handles, okay? Edges for you on X, formerly Twitter. At exactly 10, we'll be having the news in Yoruba language. Remember, Nigeria is everyone's business. It's our business, our project. Let's not leave it in the hands of our politicians alone. Let's be more intentional to see that our society gets better. Joseph Emeribe saying, yes, Diamond 8.7 FM loves you, and leave it locked to that shining supreme radio station. Good morning.
The major talking point in Nigeria